So basically, currently laying under Zan's car because we picked up a gearbox on the weekend from Sydney when we were on our way to Melbourne for the LZ World Tour. And yeah, so we picked up that gearbox, took the clutches with us to make sure that they fit, and then now we're home and started working on the car. Yesterday, Zan decided it would be a good idea to try and put the flywheel on by himself. I did it this afternoon by myself, but that's just because I'm a mad dog. But yeah, and then so we spun it to try and align the holes, and it fell off, and he tried to catch it in his hand. Obviously didn't work. How many stitches did you get?
3.
He got 3 stitches because it just decided to rail the webbing in his hand and like a little bit further in his hand, and then like on the side of that finger. But so now I'm laying under it and I'm gonna do it for him. And we've got the flywheel on now. All the bolts are Loctite. We just gotta do them up properly. So I've got breaker bar and all that good stuff to do this, and then we'll start putting the clutch on. So got the flywheel all tightened up, Mr. Disabled over there, and just got the clutch on. We've just got it in the dowel pins at the moment and just gonna start putting the bolts in there. But the fiberglass from the firewall is just like, yeah, making me very itchy. It's not good. Just hanging down in the way. Gonna get covered in it. But yeah, enjoying life. So we had 2 clutches here. We had an XD clutch, both heavy duty, and a heavy duty extreme clutch, but we decided to use the extreme clutch because they've got better reviews for AU Falcons. So yeah, we've gone with that, and we're just gonna start tightening everything up.
You should have the 13 over there, bro.
Are they a 13, are they?
Yeah.
Mad. But yeah, we'll let you know how it goes. So we got the clutch on, and now we're just draining the oil out of the gearbox. Don't mind that loud ass plane, but we're draining the oil out of the gearbox, and then it should be ready to go in. The clutch is all aligned and everything. Yeah, we were gonna put this little sandwich plate in there, but I kind of was a little bit ahead of myself and put the flywheel and the clutch on before I even noticed it was there. So we're not going to bother putting that on. It's only like a dust cover anyway, so that no dust or anything goes in there. And we're just not going to run that. Help keep the clutch a little bit cooler as well, because drift car things. And then yeah, so the gearbox is just about ready to go in. So Zan's currently putting the mirrors on the Skyline, and I'm just test fitting these Alba Boulevards on the Ford, just so that we can do a seg-spec drift day. Seg-speg. Because Zan picked up some more seg-spec rims the other day. And yeah, the problem is the wheel nuts. I'm only gonna have to take them off anyway.
I would put the fucking policies on, but kind of flat.
Pump them up, man.
I don't think any of them hold out. Maybe they do. Pump them up and so.
Yeah. But yeah, so our problem is that the wheel nuts in there.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube
Don't let it
channel.
sit flat. Like these ones all do, but just this one. Just this one up here wants to be. I don't know why, because they should sit even, but it sits out. It's like fully retarded. But she'll be right. I might chuck the rear on and see what that fitment will be like, because this is like, look at that. I've never had that bad a fitment before. That's like, I'd have to get spacers so that they look better, because they look triggity trash at the moment. But look at this. Just can only just barely fit a finger up in here. Don't mind my rusty guards. But so yeah, I'll throw the rear on that side, just run them on one side and see what they'll look like, because if they look good then we'll definitely have to run them for a drift event. I think the rears need new tyres, the fronts should be alright, but yeah, so we'll have to give that a run. And then that's obviously it lifted off the ground. It's jacked up currently because I forgot to video it while it was sitting there for like 4 hours on the ground, but I have a photo that I'll upload. Right now, and so that's it there. But yeah, we're just pulling them off because my tires are bald as a baby's bottom after that last drift event, and so now I'm going to change them over because I have to daily it now because the nav, we had to break the window in. So yeah, should be interesting. But if I get tires on those and the other set, then we should be able to run it. Put some stickers on it today, and yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty cruisy day. We got a couple of things for Zahn's Skyline, but you can see that in his videos, just some new mirrors and that. And then we clean the shed up. It's really musty there, needs a mop, but we just Zahn sprayed it out with the air compressor, and we're waiting on parts for the AU, so that will be coming eventually, soon eventually. But yeah, so we're gonna have to keep the work wheels on the front because I don't have a full set of wheels of anything. They're all just drift wheels, and then put the work wheels back on the front, forward wheels on the rear, just so I can daily it. The look that we're running for the next couple of days, I'm just gonna look like a full skid guy, which sucks, but put those stickers on there. That GoPro one's a little bit wonky, but I'm gonna start filling that up as I get more stickers. And then Zahn and I spoke to a bloke today about getting liveries on the R33 and the BA, because obviously they're our drift cars, so looking at getting some liveries done for those. And we just got to send the bloke through some designs and think of sort of what we want. We've got a fair idea, but we'll sort it out a little bit better just tonight, sit down and have a chat about it, about what we really want. But this is killing me. Got the drift wheels on the front, look fully sick, and then because the other ones are bald from the last drift event, you just got to run it like this. Looks terrible, but it is what it is until I get some more tires for these wheels, and we'll just mainly run these. They'll just be for whenever I want to, and they're also for my ute over the back when it starts to get done. Might throw them on it because it's a multi-stud pattern. It's 5x120. The rims are 5x120 and 5x114.3. But yeah, today's not really been a big day. The BA doesn't really need any work. I need to wash it and buff it, get new tyres for that, get an alignment for the front end. And I'm going to have to run those wheels at the drift event, even though I'll have tyres for the other one, but for the other ones by then. But because they're semi-slicks, I'll lower the tyre pressure heaps because I'm afraid of doing it on the work wheels because I might debead the tyres because I'm running so much stretch. But yeah, the semi-slicks, they're Bridgestone Potenza R003s, so they're pretty good tyres at that. And then once they've got a little bit less air in them, they should be grippy enough for me to hopefully nearly be at Zahn's speed in the Skyline. It'll just help me grip up. Don't even laugh. It'll just help me have more traction so I can go faster. Don't even laugh. Just because you have a turbo. There's my motor over there for the turbo.
No
Just
good
sitting
over
in
there,
the
mate.
shed. It's no good over there, but you just wait for when I have a 6-boost manifold, a Garrett GTX 3582R even.
Stop just saying random numbers, bro. You don't even know what you're talking about.
They're the stock turbos for the Fords, and they're good for like 400 kilowatts, supposedly. Not that we're going to be running that kind of power anyway in a drift car yet. A crate RB28 just sitting in the shed. He would love to, but does not because he's poor.
Yes.
Poor. And then we'll start working on the G soon. Hopefully, eventually, maybe. Need a GK Tech lock kit and a lot of money for that though. Unfortunately.
Already got one of them, mate.
Shut up, bro. I've already sunk enough money into the Ford for it to be driftable for now. But then I don't know whether I want to go GK Tech or Wisefab, because Wisefab, they don't run the upper control arm. Would be what? Yeah. Yeah. But we're just packing everything up, moving the bikes back in to the shed, and then we're going to have a chat about these liveries. Yes. But yeah. Hopefully I can add this video onto another video somewhere, because I haven't really been doing much onto the cars or going for any rides or anything. Life's been pretty boring lately, so there's not really much content that I can be making. I don't even have any parts to put on the Ford. But yeah, until next time. So it's been a while since I've worked on any cars or taken any videos, because our last drift event got canned on us. So we drove all the way up there in like, it was torrential downpour, like it was raining a ridiculous amount the whole way to Sydney, and I was driving the nav and then it started throwing codes at me. I got an engine light show up on the dash, so then I was stressing, and we got to the track at 7 AM after driving a couple of hours, and they canned it on us. Apparently it was double booked or something like that. Like, I don't know, it was just pretty ridiculous. And since then, after the nav started throwing codes at me, I was dailying the BA for a bit, and then I figured out what was wrong with the nav. It was a wet MAF sensor. So because it's got the big old snorkel, it would have just been sucking some water in, hit the MAF sensor, wetted a bit, so then it wasn't working properly. And then now that I've cleared the code, it's all fine. But also, I got defected in the BA, unfortunately. But that's what I get for driving around an illegal car, I guess. Yeah, so I got defected for HID headlights. So they came with like the yellow globes stock, but I have white globes for 2 of the headlights, I'm pretty sure. So they came with like ones that are like that color, and I've got white ones up in the tops. I don't understand really what the problem is, because it's literally, that's my vision when I'm driving at night. Like, the yellow ones are terrible, so I have no idea why it's illegal. And then I had a huge crack in my windscreen, which was, it was from the other side, but it ranged from like the very corner to halfway through, which I understand that. It was also the bucket seat was a problem, and then suspension compliance and a couple of other little things. Like, there was a couple of things that was just kind of ridiculous, like the headlights and the suspension compliance. He told me that this wheel to guard fitment that I have it's like too close, which honestly it's not even that close. I don't understand what his problem with it is. His reasoning was that if I'm driving along the highway and hit a pothole, then my wheel might hit my guard, burst my tyre, and then me go flying into oncoming traffic out of control. Which, pretty ridiculous, honestly. But it is what it is. I told him that's not how it works. I told him it's independent rear suspension on the vehicle, so it cambers out, so it wouldn't even hit the guard. And I told him it's a track car as well, like it goes on the racetrack, and I drive it hard, like drift track. But yeah, and then he asked me who's been doing burnouts, and I was like, mate, I just told you it's a drift car. I'm only dailying it because my nav is out of order at the moment. So I don't understand what his problem was, but yeah, some cops are good, some cops are bad. But yeah, so now she's up on jack stands. I'll be taking a couple of videos over the next couple of days, fixing all of those defects and putting in a new blue steel heavy duty clutch kit, because at the last drift event it started slipping. It started slipping pretty bad. It was only when I grabbed third, but I want to be able to grab third. So yeah, we're going to replace that. And then do wheels. I also got some new wheels. Here's a little bit of a sneak peek at them. They look awesome on the car, and I've got to get the other two still because a mate's selling them to me. So he brought around the two that have tires on them to test fit. They fit well, really well, and I don't need to run spacers on the front. That's also what I got defected for, was these like 3mm slip-on spacers, which is illegal, but I don't know why they're illegal. They honestly don't really even make a difference. It still rubs. I should have gotten bigger spacers. But with these new wheels, it doesn't rub at full lock, so we'll be all good with that. And I don't know, other than that, should be about it. What are we doing? Clutch, new wheels, stock driver seat back in, crap yellow headlights back in, and my coilovers are like uneven, so I have no idea why, but that side is higher than the other side, so I need to readjust the other side to try and get them even. And some of you might say you're not on flat ground, but it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat in here, and I've had it just about everywhere, and it's always been like that. So yeah, let's get to work, I guess. I just got to finish jacking the car up, and then we'll be good to go. So Tay just hit me with the great idea of let's go to get some Zambreros. So doing the car has been postponed for probably about half an hour. But yeah, then we'll do the car. Tay's grabbing the keys, we're taking the Corolla. We moved the VL out of the shed so that I could work on the BA in here. And yeah, the poor race car is up on jack stands, unfortunately. Your whip is not better. You drive a Toyota Corolla, boy. And then hopefully soon enough, when I get some money together and I age more, because I'm only 19 at the moment, I've got until July 27th, 2024 until I get my blacks. So then when I get my blacks, I'll be putting that in it. Looks like absolute shit at the moment. Just a bare FG turbo long block. I'm not even going to rebuild it because it's only going in a drift car anyway, so if it blows up then I'll get a full rebuild for it, go forged, and yeah, but yeah, that'll be soon. I've already got a diff for it. I've got a BA turbo diff and cradle and everything ready to go in. I'm gonna build that, put a True Track center in it, probably 3.9 diff gears, so I can run third a little bit more because second's already too short. But yeah, I'll be back with yous shortly. So just got back home from Zambreros. I ate half of it because I'm a fat dog. And Zanzayu's looking pretty sexy now. Not bad, not bad. And she's manual. The bro's been under the car a fair bit lately, so good to see some progress. And then, yeah, the BA's just chilling in the shed. The two Fords just switch places, basically. So, I got the Ford all the way up on jack stands. Now we are ready to get a start on it. yeah. What have I got to do? I got to do the exhaust, the tail shaft, and then drain the oil out of the diff. Yeah, yep. Exhaust, tail shaft, drain the oil out of the diff. Not the diff, the gearbox. Oh my god. Having a terrible day today. Zahn's gonna work on the Sexmobile. But, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. So first of all, we are taking out the exhaust, and I've already removed these 2 bolts, so it's hanging freely just by the hanger and the 2 bolts down there. So I'll take those 2 out now, and then we'll move on to the tail shaft. So exhaust is out of the car and on the ground. Now I'm gonna drain the oil out of the gearbox in hope that none comes out, or as little comes out as possible when I take the tail shaft out, and then when we have to tilt the gearbox downwards, because it happens every time and it's a real pain in the bum. But yeah, so draining the oil, and then hopefully we're ready to take the tail shaft out. There's probably things that I've forgotten because I'm just thinking way too far ahead, but yeah. Yeah. It's alright, it's pretty loose though.
This is probably really going to be like all the way down.
Really? So the oil is drained, all of it is out. I've put the plug back in, and now we're taking the 6 bolts out of the tail shaft, and then we'll take the center bearing bolts out, and then the tail shaft should be ready to come out. It should just slide out up there. So yeah. So the tail shaft is out, or drive shaft, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, so we only had a little tiny bit of oil leakage, but yeah, so the bolts were also pretty easy to get to. All we've got to do now is the starter motor, unplug the wiring out of the gearbox. I've got to disconnect the battery first, actually. That's probably a good idea before I start playing with wiring. But yeah, we're getting closer. Then it'll be gearbox time, which I am just super excited for. I love doing gearboxes. And we'll have to loosen the engine mounts for that, and yeah, loosen the engine mounts and jack up the front of the motor so it tilts it further back, so that the gearbox has a little bit more room in that tunnel, so that it's just easier to get out with that big flange on the front of it. But other than that, we should be, yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer.